Hello again, my name is David Tavares and I'm a game designer and Unreal Engine 5 professional. Recently, CD Projekt Red came out with some videos. I will be reviewing one of the videos today. This is a series of four because there are four videos. This video will be Deep Dive Approach to ESG. I believe that means Environment, Social, and Government. Let's start.
My name is Piotr Nilubowicz. I'm a member of the board and CFO at CD Projekt. I'm also personally involved in a range of environmental, social, and governance initiatives, ESG for short, and I'm responsible for CD Projekt Group's reporting in this matter. I would like to present our strategic approach to ESG issues in the context of our business. This approach reflects our identity and our values. It also takes into consideration the interests of our stakeholders identified in a relevance survey which we carried out for the first time in 2021. The survey produced a list of ESG topics regarded as important for CD Projekt. Our approach to these topics and the way we go about managing them have since been described in our.
Let's stop right here. He's talking about our missions and values. So CD Projekt's mission is to create revolutionary story-driven RPGs, which go straight to the heart of gamers from around the world. I love that. I also have my company, my solo game development company, says I want what's good, narrative-rich RPGs that give players agency. So that's very similar. They also want to be counted among the world's top 3 video game developers. I am not aspiring to be a top 3 video game developer, but CD Projekt Red certainly can. I'm not even sure. They might already be there, but yeah, they can get there if they're not. To ensure a lasting place for our brands in the global popular culture, yeah, I don't see that fading anytime soon. Lasting is that's up to interpretation. Is it going to last 100 years? It's going to last 1,000 years. Let's see. Is it going to last 10 years? Let's hope not. Let's hope it's a lot longer than that. Core values. Quality is our top priority. Awesome. I'm all about excellence, so there you go. Passionate team as our greatest strength. Please let me on your team. Tolerance, fairness, and openness in our hearts. Absolutely. Independence. Yeah, I guess if you're one of the largest video game companies in the world, you're going to be independent. Does that mean personal independence too? That would be great. Uh, Gamer-centric approach. Of course, if you're making games, why? I mean, I would say, why would you not want to make a gamer-centric game? And there's actually a lot of examples of companies working against their players, so that's actually great to have on there. So let's continue.
First sustainability report covering the year 2021. And now, let's begin with our products. Although this is perhaps not the first thing that comes to mind when thinking about video games and ESG, we believe that our primary means of influencing the world at large is by developing games which can enrich gamers' perceptions. This is why we do not shy away from confronting socially important topics in the stories we tell.
That's actually one of the main reasons I want to work for CD Projekt Red. Video games are like a medium of changing culture, helping people's individual personal lives and their emotions, but also help mold society into a better place where we're not hating each other, where we don't just watch shows to hate, to understand, to empathize, to be kind. These are things that need to be taught. They're not innate. I don't care what you say, they're not. And video games are perfect medium for that. And I believe that the people in CD Projekt Red, the higher ups, the writers, the developers, everyone that I've seen that works there, they're good people and have great intent and a heart. And it's all about integrity, and that's what we need to do to move forward as a culture and society, as many cultures and many societies.
Games depict social inequalities, the various paths people take through life, and the problems they face. We want to make sure that the characters populating the worlds we create represent a diverse set of mindsets, social groups, and backgrounds. In The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, we tackled the issue of domestic violence, strained family relationships, and discrimination. Cyberpunk 2077, on the other hand, addresses alienation and dehumanization of society.
those are great topics, and I think there's so many more topics that can be covered in both of those franchises, and that's why I'm just glad for the future. I've got a million ideas off the top of my head, but I'm sure they have their own ideas as well.
Products reach millions of people around the world, so we want to focus on what's important and encourage gamers to reflect upon the choices that surround them. The second important aspect relates to our team. We strive to ensure that we are a company
this
people
campus.
love working at. We give our team members the opportunity
sure
to
that's
engage in
an event.
ambitious projects and pursue unique career development paths. This involves a
Development's
range of internal training courses as well as our brainchild, the Promised Land Art Festival, whose 4th edition was held this year.
Wait, 4th edition? I've never heard of this before. I'm gonna have to look this up. Promised Land Art Festival. This is amazing. Awesome.
The festival provides a unique opportunity for motion picture, gaming, and other creative industry professionals who represent various companies, nationalities, and market segments to get to know one another and swap ideas and learnings. In addition, our team members regularly share their experience
GDC?
and knowledge
Nice.
at local and international gaming events. Together, we create a diverse and inclusive work environment
up at those.
of
I'm at a
which
lot of
we
them.
are very proud. In pursuing highly complex, creative projects, we recognize the need to ensure a friendly and comfortable work environment. From 2022 onward, this applies to both the team members who work mainly from our offices, as well as those who opt to work in the remote-first model. The launch of Cyberpunk 2077 and the course of the pandemic have taught us a lot. We drew conclusions and rolled out a wide array of changes. We intend to continue to further improve our company. Thirdly, our corporate premises and environment. 3 years ago, we purchased a property complex which houses our headquarters and began work on creating a green campus.
Guessing this is in Poland?
These changes
Not
are
part of
being
North America?
progressively
That'd be
implemented.
cool if it was North America.
They involve combining elements of the existing layout with expanded green areas and novel technologies aimed at reducing our emissions and environmental impact. In late August, we adopted an
If there's anyone at CD Projekt Red, let me know where that campus is in the comments below. I'd imagine it's Poland, but if that's in the US, that'd be cool. If it's at Boston, that'd be awesome.
environmental policy which represents our pledge to roll out and then progressively improve our environmental management system. This year, for the first time ever, we calculated our carbon footprint, and we are also working on a broader calculation covering our entire value chain. The next step will be to develop an emissions reduction program with a view towards achieving carbon neutrality.
That's
And
awesome.
the next important thing,
Fantastic.
our values and corporate governance. In going about our business, we do things that CD Projekt Red way, not necessarily adopting schematic approaches. At the same time, we make sure we are compliant with regulations and, first and foremost, transparent. Open dialogue
Great.
with our teams, responsible communication with gamers, and improving our ESG disclosures.
A lot of companies are not transparent at all, and it is terrible. I'm liking this transparency that we're seeing right now in this video.
Are the cornerstones of our strategy for building
Mike's-
long-term.
Okay, that's Mike Pondsmith. He wrote Cyberpunk, so he's the inventor and designer of Cyberpunk Red, Cyberpunk 2020, whatever. And that's what Cyberpunk 2077 was based on. He's a phenomenal guy. I see him every day. I wish, every year at Gen Con. He's just the nicest man. If he saw me, he probably wouldn't recognize me. Maybe he'd just be like, oh yeah, that guy at Gen Con. But yeah, he wouldn't know, like, oh, David. But I know him because he's famous and awesome and the kindest gentleman that I've ever met.
Trust-based relationships. We also work to ensure a strong foundation for our business in the areas of IP protection, privacy, and cybersecurity. We constantly monitor and update our internal procedures and tools related to those aspects. Finally, we feel a broader sense of responsibility in terms of reacting to events around us. We care and we get actively involved in the face of extraordinary circumstances such as the COVID pandemic or the war in Ukraine. We also intend to be socially active on
They
a
really
daily
supported
basis.
the,
A
helping
good
Ukrainians.
example of this approach would be the
Ukrainians.
already second edition of our scholarship and mentoring program called Dziewczyny w grze, Girls in the Game. It's aimed at talented girls who are considering a career
Women.
in the gaming
Talented
industry.
women.
Summing up, Our key ESG ambitions are to provoke reflections through the memorable stories we tell in our games, to be a company people want to be part of,
I want to be part of
to
it.
continue the
Volunteering.
green transformation on our campus and beyond, to build relationships based on trust and transparency, to use our resources and competencies to support others.
Exactly,
We
that's why I wanna
commit
work with you
ourselves
guys.
to continue the improvement of our performance
fine
in
folk.
each of these areas. Our annual sustainability reports will summarize progress towards existing goals and define ESG goals for future years. I invite you to review the ESG tab on our corporate website at cdprojekt.com,
And I
where we
shall.
post updates on
I
our
recommend you do
ongoing
too as well.
projects.
Thank you very much. My name's David Tavares. I'm a Unreal Engine 5 professional, and that's it. See you in the next one. Goodbye.